Good evening, ladies from South Africa, and good day on your side. Let me see if we're online. Good evening, ladies. Let's see if there's anybody online. Hi, Donna. Hi, Carol. Hi, Kim. I'm just waiting to see if there's a few more ladies that's going. Hi, Kim. Before I get started, hi, Kerry. Let's see. Give it another minute or two, and then I'll get started. Hope you've all had a nice day so far. Hi, Laurie. Right, I think we can get started. Yeah. Okay, we're going to make pockets today out of book pages, but I just wanted to explain something to the new ladies first of all about book pages. I learned the hard way. You sit and you make your pockets and you use books, and the book pages break or they're brittle or something like that. So when you look at your books, I've found that the dictionaries have got a good solid page, and when you bend them, there's no issues with them cracking. So you must have a look at dictionaries. I tried to get a dictionary that is roughly about 7 inches wide, so that I get a nice size pocket. This is one of the dictionaries I have. This is another one. It's a slightly thinner dictionary. It's the Oxford Dictionary. And again, the pages are nice, but they bend and fold nicely. So just make sure that you get a good book. Hi, Robin. That you get a good book when you are actually making your pockets. Okay, I'm going to start with this one. It looks more difficult than it actually is. It fits nicely in your journal. Let me just pop this light on. I see I didn't put the light on. There we are. Okay, it pops nicely into your journal. You've got to lift up, drop down, and you've got hidden writing space in the middle here, which is nice. And it's very simple to make. There's nothing to it. So if you're ready, okay, what you need to do is I like to score my paperwork so that it's nice and neat. I've actually already scored it, so I've scored it at 3.5. Don't worry about if your page is different. It doesn't matter. It just means that your pocket will come out either smaller or bigger. The measurements are the same. Okay, so I've scored it at 3.5. I've rotated and I've scored at 3.5. I'm going to try and get through 12 pockets. Okay, so I'm going to burnish it nicely so it gives it a nice crisp And then I'm just going to fold it. I'm going to ink it up so you ladies can actually see. Hi Susan. I'm going to try and catch the names as they come up. Rotate it, and I'm just folding it along the 3.5 inch line. Some of the more seasoned girls will know a lot of the pockets probably. So I'm just going to take a little bit off each side. There's no, I'm just gauging it. So it's a bit off that side. Okay, here it's about 2 inches roughly that I'm taking off on either side. We're going to glue it up. You can do this with your digital paper as well, but it's nice when you use book pages. This particular dictionary I've got has got green, pink, so I can actually color coordinate this particular dictionary, which is quite nice. Okay, I'm just going to give it an ink. So what I've done is I've folded the two sides. I've scored them at 3.5 and 3.5 on this side, and then I've just folded the corners. If anybody's just joined, so it will fold nicely along here and here. Gives it a nice finish off. Give it a quick. I won't obviously decorate the pockets tonight. I'll decorate them and then put them online once I've done them. I'll try and get them done tomorrow. Okay. There we are. So I've used a book page to do the hidden writing space. So I'm going to just glue it on the top. I don't work really with measurements. This paper is 6 inches. I've cut the dictionary down to 6 inches and I've folded it in half. There's nothing fancy. And then I'm just going to fold it up. I should have actually put that a little bit further out, but that's fine. And there's your hidden space. Now you can take it up, but it's quite thick, so I'm going to leave it like that. So you open it and then you will have your hidden writing space there. And then when you put it into your book, so you've got your pocket and you've got a pocket at the back. So that's number 1. Number 2, we're going to do this one. It also looks more complicated than it actually is. Let me just get my cutter. So you're going to cut your page into a square. There's no definite measurements so long as it's a square. You can decide if you want 6 inches, etc. So this one you will fold in half. Let me just ink it up while I can. See, I'm just slightly off, but it's imperfections that make it. Okay, now I'm going to just fold it up roughly an inch. Everything is just roughly. There's no definite sizes. And you take the one piece down at the top. You just glue, measure that, or ink that, I should say. And I'm going to just ink this section here before I... Okay, now the tricky part is the folding. It's not difficult, so don't worry. So you turn it over and you, with your pencil, just lightly mark, or if you're like me, you just hold the ruler there and you fold. And you burnish it down. And the same with the other side. I like to get a nice clean fold when I take it up, and there we are. All these pockets I'm actually going to stitch. So you will glue this little bit at the top, and so you will have a little pocket here, you'll have a little pocket here, and if you, when you glue it into your book, you just glue those two together there and glue it in your book at the top here and at the bottom, and then you've got place for it. So you've got 1 pocket, 2 pocket, 3 pocket, and 4. So that is that one. That's number 2. The next one is also pretty easy. It looks like a nappy. That is also a square. You start off with a square. Again, the bigger your page or the smaller your page is the size of your pocket. So again, we fold it in half. And I'm just going to ink it up. Just ink it up along here. I see I'm also again slightly off, but I'm not too worried about that. So I fold that one down. Just going to ink it so you can see. And I ink it along here. So what I do with this one, before I start, I'm going to need to fold these in, which is my nappy part. And I fold it in from that side. I always insist that you must burnish it because it does make a difference. So you can just put a pop of glue here. Okay, I should just quickly ink that bit. Oops. And let me ink that little bit there. So I've only glued the bottom so that you are able to, let me get something, oh, it's my ruler, the little ruler, here we are, so that you can get something there, so it's a bit of a belly band type thing. Then you've got a pocket there, and if you glue it, just glue it on the top, at the back, and at the bottom, and you've got 1 pocket, 2 pocket, 3 pocket. Remember, when you stick your pockets in, you've always got a pocket before you even start. So there is your 3rd pocket. The next one is quite nice. There's 2 ways you can do it. You just fold the paper across itself, and again you just gauge it with the eye. So if I have to give you a measurement, I would say fold it, it's roughly about 3 1/4 inch, and I just fold the other piece over. This little piece I just tuck in. I just give it a nice tuck in there, and I'm just going to ink it up so that you can see where you can see there's little bits that is folded. I'm not worried about that because we'll sort that out with the scissors. Okay, so I'm just going to, because that's hidden, nobody is actually going to see this bit, so I'm just going to cut that off. Oh, I will keep that one. So again, just going to ink this portion here. And I'll do the bottom just now. So that is the pocket. What I'm going to do, because I don't like it sticking up, it's personal choice now. So I will glue right along the edge here. And I also just touch a little bit there and on that spot there. Whoopsie, sorry. Oh, I think I'm going to actually take that straight there, and I'm going to pop it there. So now we have a nice amount of pockets. We have 1 pocket. We have 2 pockets. We have 3 pockets there. You could put 4 pockets, and then when you put it in the book, you've got 5 pockets. I don't like those bits standing at the top, so my personal choice is I just line my cutter up to the 2 points at the top, and off it comes, and it gives it a square look, which for me is a lot neater. So we just ink it up along the edge here. Okay, that one I've missed, but I'm not too worried because when I decorate it, so when I stitch, it gives it a nice finish. It gives it a complete different finish when you stitch. So that's the next pocket. This pocket, we're going to imagine that it's a book page of 2 pages. So we have 2 pages, and there is the seam within the book. So you take the page and you fold it up. Again, just judge according to your size page. If your page is bigger or smaller, there's no definite sizing. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold this. So that is your center of your book. And we're going to take the top sections and we're just going to fold them on either side. In this case, I'm actually going to glue it because I prefer it, but I'm not going to glue it all the way. I'm just going to glue it. Oh, sorry, I'm turning the thing round and round, probably driving you all crazy. I'm going to just do a spot of glue there. And don't forget to do a spot in the middle and along the edge. Whoops, it's lifting. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to ink it up now. The reason why I've only glued along that edge is because you have, that is the center, and that you can sew into your journal, and there is space for a tag there, and that side, that's 2, 3, 4, and when it's in your book, you can decide if you put this in the center of your book, you can actually glue it along the edge and up, glue it along the edge and up, and a little bit there. Then you have 1 pocket, 2 pocket, 3 pocket, 4 pocket, 5 pocket, and 6 pocket. And this will be stitched into the center of your journal. If you do it, you can do it in amongst your pages, that's fine. It just means that obviously your pockets on the other end of the page. Okay, I should have inked it there, but I'll make a plan. So what I mean is if it's in the center of your page like that, and you have another, oops, taking the wrong, so you can actually glue it on the top and on the bottom, and then have another piece over the top, so it'll split it up nicely in your journal. Okay, that's the next one. The next one is very, very easy. It looks complicated once again, but it's an interesting fold. So you just take a piece of book page and you fold it, burnish it. Again, there's no specific size, each person to their own. I'm going to fold roughly a ½ inch. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah. Look, I got a little bit of a seam there, but it's fine. I'm not going to stress too much about that. This one I'll ink offline because it's simple enough. So my OCD, I will cut this bit off. I can't handle that little bit there. So I'm just going to, but I should have folded it that it didn't cause that problem. That's just me. And then all you do is literally fold it into a V. There we are. This goes once again according to your book page. So now when you glue it, I'm going to glue it. Let me just ink this section here. I'll just do a quick inking. And this is, it looks very nice on your page. You can obviously put a notch in if you want at the top. Okay, so I'm going to Just pop some glue there. Oh, bit too much. Just clean that bit up. So now this is the beauty about this silicone mat. So now you have a pocket here. I can actually do the notch. And because I've used a decent book page, my punches don't mind the paper. Some books the punches don't like to go through. So there we are. You can see the notch. Let me just do this side. So there you are. So now you have one pocket, two pocket, three pocket, and when you stick it in your book, you stick it along the top and the bottom. So it's one pocket, two pocket, three pocket, and four pockets. Okay, that's the next one done. This one is fairly straightforward. There's two ways you can do it. There are the two different ways. Both the same, nothing to it. I'm just going to get two pieces of, it's paper. So I'm going to roughly just fold it. If you really want to, you could measure it and that, but crafting is not always about measurements. There we are. So I've just folded it. I'm going to take this corner. Sorry, I keep turning the paper, but it's so that I get the angle right. And you ink it up along the edge here. This one is actually quite nice because you can almost do like a jacket effect with this one. So what I would do if I wasn't folding it up, because this one I'm going to fold up. Okay, let's do this one straight. So there is one pocket in, where's that little ruler of mine? Keeps disappearing here. So you've got one pocket there, you've got two pockets there, and then of course when you stick it in the book, you've got three pockets. The next one is exactly the same fold, nothing different. So once again, I'm just gauging it. It's not 100% straight. And again, I'm just folding it up. Now this one we're going to do just slightly different. Nothing much. This one's going to have four pockets. You just glue it up. We're going to do this side. I will glue that in place offline, and I will glue that in place offline, and we just give it a, so I don't want to keep you ladies here all night, As much as I'd love to sit here all night, I don't think you would. There we are. Just give it a good... Okay, now what I'm going to do is I will have stitched this. So I would have stitched right round, and then before I stitch, I will first stitch along the top here. I don't like this bit that's hanging off, so I'm just going to tidy it up. That is just, again, a personal preference. I'm just going to ink it up so that you can, I'm not going to put a notch here because for me it's not necessary. Okay, so now you have one pocket, two pocket, three pocket, and when you stick it in your book, 4 pockets. You just ink the top. So these two are exactly the same. The only difference is I've turned the one up. This one I would put buttons all the way along here, and that will give you a suit effect. Okay, the next one, I think we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. Ooh, 6, 7 more. This one is also a square. Again, it doesn't matter what size square you've got. There's no rights and wrongs here. Okay, this one is a little bit tricky. It's not too bad, but it's... Just let me get my pencil out here. It's got stuck. Okay, what I've done is I've used my ruler. This is about... Let me just see how I'm going to do it. We'll start this side. Okay, and I'm just going to roughly score with my ruler and fold. Oh no, that's a bit small. Oh, you know what? The eyeball is actually better. Let's just eyeball it again. So that's, for this particular page, that's about 1.5 inch. I'm going to do the exact same on the other side. Now this one, you can use your imagination and come up with all sorts of different ways to showcase this one. Let me just give it a bit of a ink so that you can see what I've done. Now the tricky part comes. It's not difficult, it's just a little bit tricky. Sometimes I get it right first time, other times I struggle a little bit, but I eventually get to where I need to be. Okay, this is your hidden journaling space. But if you're clever, I'm going to show you what you can do with this. It's very simple. Okay, so where the two folds meet, I am going to, let me just get that inked up there, and I'm going to fold it like that and burnish it. Now, it's to get that fold. Oh, here I'm struggling a little bit. Ooh, it's not working for me. Come on, what is happening here? silly me, I haven't folded this side up. No wonder I'm struggling. There we are. Sorry, I should have folded both in. There we are. No wonder I'm struggling. Yeah. So I've done the one side slightly big, but I'm going to I'll just nip that off, correct it. So what you here, this is a better one to look at because it's neater. But on this particular spot here, which is here, you can put a nice big square or a circle. So you will stick this into the corner of your page. Just get a page. So you will stick it into the corner of your page. And you can glue it there and there. So you have a little tuck spot. Where's that ruler? I keep losing it. But you can see what I mean. You have a little tuck spot there. And then this will pop open and you've got writing space. This one is a better look. So what you do is you fold it in, and then these two you burnish there and then drop it down into a square. And then you'll pop it into your journal like that. Sorry, I made a little bit of a mess with this one. Okay, now we need, I'm going to, if you ladies can get an A4 piece of photocopy paper in the meantime ready. Well, actually 2 pieces. I'm going to do 2 very simple ones now, which probably all of you know. I'm not sure if the new ladies are aware of it, but it's just, these are very simple. So you fold the page in half. Get that out the way. You can do a left side and a right side just by changing the fold. And you will take the first fold and you drop it down. The second one, you sort of eyeball it in. I do all of these, I glue them as I go along, or I burnish them well and then just leave it, because if I stitch it, so I have the option of turning that one in or not. So what it is actually going to look like is that. So here you have one pocket, 2 pocket, 3 pocket, and the pocket behind 4. So it just depends if you fold. If you've noticed, I folded the paper from left to right. You fold it from right to left, and you do the exact same thing, and the pockets will appear on the left, in the opposite direction. So that is that one. That's usually a very popular one. This next one, in the meantime, just get 2 pieces of photocopy paper, please, ladies, if you want to do it with me. This one is also very straightforward. I'm not going to ink these because I don't want to keep you too much longer. Okay, so now I will just turn the ends in to the first fold line. So you open it up, your ends into the first fold line, These bits I will actually glue. Put a drop of glue there. Glue it there. Rotate and glue it there. So that is what your page will look like. So I fold it back in again. Go in and burnish. So it's nice. Whoops, there's a bit of glue popping out. Okay. So I think I need to just ink this so you ladies can see. Of course, I'll ink these edges up as well. Let me do that so that it's done. Okay, now you'll fold it in half. Now I will have stitched it. Ooh. I will have stitched it so the pocket will be quite secure there, so you can pop something in there. So the way I'd use this is I would take my book page and I would glue it just along the top over here. I'd glue it along the top. Then I've got one pocket, two pocket. You open your page, three pocket and four pocket. So that is that one. The next one is your A4 piece of card. Okay, ladies, I need you to, I'm going to try and look at the screen as well as do this particular fold. So if you get stuck, just give me a shout. It's simple, but it looks complicated. This is the pocket. So once I've stitched it, I can also fold it here if I wanted to, but you'd have one pocket, two pocket, three pocket, and four pocket. Or I leave it here and I just stitch across and I put a acetate pocket across here. Okay, let us get started. Okay. Fold your piece of paper in half. I'm going to take a little bit longer with this one so that you all get it. Okay, fold it in half. Okay, open it up. Fold to the center line where you've just folded on both sides. And burnish. Okay, the next step, if you're all there, is to fold your paper once again towards the middle. And again to the middle. It's very difficult to see this one because it's white, but I'm going to go and do it once again. So what I did was I folded my piece of paper in half. Then I opened and I folded to the center. Then I folded once again to the center. Okay, now open your page and pull it to the center line that you originally started. So it must be in half. I need you ladies to be very careful here. I'm going to do it with the pencil first. Sorry that I moved the camera. I'm going to do it with the pencil first before I actually cut. So I'm going to, you've got, oh, it's just lost me. You've got 1 panel, 2 panel, 3 panel, and 4 panel. On the first panel, you're going to just make a line like that. Don't worry if it doesn't have to be so many centimeters from the top and bottom. It's eyeball it, it's how you like it. You're then going to come in with your cutter, and where that line is, you're going to cut. Okay? Okay, now you open it up and you fold the first line in and you start making an accordion. And you see what I've done? So I've folded the first 2 pieces so it makes like a funnel. Now the next piece I'm going to fold in, and that gives you this pocket. Once it's inked up, you'll be able to see it better. This is actually a very nice pocket. It is a little bit complicated, but once you get the hang of the folds, it's actually very simple. It's just that you must cut it. I'm going to turn it around just to ink it up. I hope I've gone slow enough for you ladies to keep up with me. Okay, so it gives you that. It doesn't matter that it's slightly overlapped. Usually I have a slight gap, but either way it's not a problem, not a train smash. Okay, I just want to, oopsie. You see my cut is not very sharp at the top. I can see that. So with this one, like I say, again, I would stitch it. So I stitch it all round, right round. Once I've stitched it, this actually keeps it so you have, oops, you have 1 pocket, 2 pocket, and 3 pocket. This could also be used as a belly band, and then like I say, you have another little pocket at the bottom here if you so wish. I'm just going to ink that so you can see. So then you'd have 1 pocket, 2 pocket, 3 pocket, 4 pocket. Okay. The next one is also a photocopy paper. I need to just keep my wits about me with this one. Okay, this piece I'm just going to fold in to the middle. I'm just getting it roughly. I haven't, that's good. Once again, it's eyeballed. Okay, then you open it, and I want you to just fold it. Gauge what looks right for you. I will give you the measurement. I've roughly folded the inserts. Let me see, that's roughly about 2 inches. This one's a 2.25 inch, so you just gauge it. And here, this is roughly about 4 1/4. Okay, with a pair of scissors, you cut to the first score line. I'm just going to give you a few minutes to catch up. Okay, the top part we're going to fold in. I'm going to go a bit slower again with this one because it's a bit finicky. And we're going to fold the ends in. And we're going to do the same on the other side. This I would glue. Pardon me. Sorry, I just want to be able to fold it nicely. And the next piece we're going to fold up. So what I've done so far is I've cut the piece where we folded it. I've now folded the top part and the 2 flaps in. I'm going to take the next piece and fold it up. And I am now going to fold these corners in. My word, I need to get finished. You ladies are going to kill me with this time. And you fold the other 2 in to create another pocket. Just let me glue, ink this so that you actually see it. Sorry I've taken so long, but I hope I've been able to show you a variety of pockets. The next time I'll show you some different ones. I've got quite a few more still. Okay, so there it is. Oh, that will work on my nerves. I need to cut this bit off. It's going to work on my nerves. You know what? I am going to stitch it, but I need to make it straight. It doesn't work for me otherwise. It's now separated my pocket, but I'm not too worried because I will stitch it. So that piece will fold up, so you will stitch it right round, and then you have, where's my little ruler again? So then you will have 1 pocket, 2 pocket, 3 pocket, and 4. And that is it. I think that's all for tonight, ladies. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you've learned to do some pockets that maybe you haven't done before. Thank you, and have a super evening further. Good night.